The Wu-Tang Clan is not only the greatest rap crew of all time, but they're also one of the best musical groups of any genre. And I've decided to rank my 100 favorite Wu-Tang albums. My list will contain both group and solo studio albums by the 10 official members. This also includes side projects that have at least one of the 10 members as lyricists in that group. But there will be no Wu affiliate albums, as that would be an entirely different list. Same for compilations, mixtapes, and soundtracks. I'm also leaving out albums that are shorter than 25 minutes long, and I'm excluding anything released prior to 36 Chambers, as well as everything that was released after its 30th anniversary. Finally, there's no Once Upon a Time in Shaolin because I haven't heard that yet. Alright, it's time to bring the ruckus. I've ranked my top 100 Wu-Tang albums. Number 90.
While I'm up in the studio, playing the phone, I put hits on your fam dog, now you're alone. So why you just not popular yet? I grab my tech and run around the blocks and demand respect.
In my list, you'll often hear me say that an album would rank higher if it wasn't so short. But one good thing about those is that you're left wanting more, which is better than running too long with lesser songs. And that's what happens with The Struggle. There's some really good, heartfelt tracks, but also a few not so great ones, including what could be the worst Wu-Tang song from any album. Try to guess which one.
Staten Island, rip you and your mans up, hands up, yeah kid, it's the real. Rough necks on this side, cats making the deal, coke in the bill, weapons appeal.
Number 89.
It be the Wu Gambino, blurry, don't stop. You the ice cream, I'm the cherry on top. Scary a cop, cause I carry the Glock. Look up in my eye, boy, hear me the pop.
One thing that I've always loved about hip-hop, and especially the Wu-Tang Clan, is how those who achieve success then try to open the door for others to follow by giving them an opportunity to shine. There's Old Dirty's Brooklyn Zoo, Ghostface Killah's Theodore Unit, Raekwon's Icewater Inc., and here we have UGodz with his Hillside Scramblers. So it's cool to hear those other voices, but I would have just rather heard more UGodz instead.
I got a death wish, my playlist is reckless. Almost famous, but the natives getting restless. Leaving breathless, guess who popped up with potluck? Hear you talking like Wu's washed up.
Number 88.
Grab start like Dr. Octopus, cause war like the grandson of Kush. I'm hanging devil's heads on an evergreen bush.
The Gravediggaz have the biggest drop in position between back-to-back albums on my list. Now that's not to say the pick is bad, cause it's not, especially the first half. But compared to how groundbreaking and excellent 6 Feet Deep was, this follow-up just falls far short. I'm a big fan of RZA, but I greatly prefer Prince Paul's 94 production over where RZA was musically as a producer in 97 for this album. In fact, my favorite track, Unexplained, doesn't have any RZA vocals or production.
Become awake and chop the heads of these snakes. It's better off than dying in a pit full of snakes. Mistake inside yourself, that be the first head you take. It's better off than dying in a pit full of snakes.
Number 87.
The streets is ours, we beating the odds. Roll out, eating the cars, we deep in the garage. Put beef in the bras, we're skeeting the bras. Me and my man, yo, we just cheating the laws.
One of the standout tracks features an opening verse by Raekwon and a beat that samples the eerie score from the classic horror movie Suspiria. That one song makes Slang Prostitution worth checking out, and it's not even the best track on the album. Instead, that distinction goes to Somebody's Got to Go, a smooth, jazzy joint that perfectly matches Cap's flow.
I came up from a tough time, now I'm finally back. I got love in my heart and I changed my rap. I don't worry about dudes talk behind my back, because I'm good with the music and I love the track.
Number 86.
I'm down for the get down, earning my stripes. Hillside, real guys, burn burners for life. Put slugs through your vest or blood on my knife. When I'm up in here, where that go the dice.
UGodz got such a raw deal with so many bad breaks in life. From being locked up during much of the 36 Chambers recordings, to his son being hit by a stray bullet while Golden Arms was away on tour. He's overcome setbacks and tragedies, and is maybe the most underrated member of the Wu. His album, Mr. Xcitement, has tons of energy. It's just a shame that nobody else from the clan makes an appearance.
Pledge allegiance to my conquest, prepare for the bomb fest. Right and the left connect like twin jumbo jet. I can feel the blood bubbling under your flesh. I'm coming down here rolling in my snowball effect.
Number 85.
I'm on the ground floor hustling, but I'ma still score. I don't care what y'all say, cause I'm ready for more. Yo, these streets got my head like never before. That's why my man Big Gator gotta carry the four.
Every time I listen to the Cappatilize project, it starts good, but then falls off a bit after the first few tracks, and I start to wonder why I like it. Then Dream begins to play, and it's almost like a mild psychedelic kicks in that carries me through the much better second half. As a side note, the Cappatilize project was also the first time I heard one of the Wu take shots in their verses against other members of the clan.
Tell me this is a dream of receiving awards for the best album of the year, and oh yeah, for still having the best broads.
Number 84.
I could take a raindrop, turn it to an icicle. Pull off in that blue Escalade, you still rockin' tricycles. Michael Myers mask on my face, copper filtered in 95 edition bar. I'm a virus killer.
The first of 3 different releases by RZA in 2022, and since it also was the first Bobby Digital album in 14 years, I was majorly hyped for this one. Unfortunately, it ended up being only 7 tracks with a short runtime of 26 minutes, but thankfully those minutes are solid, and there are a few standout bangers such as Kaiju and its slick sample of Mothra's song.
On the wings of a phoenix, we flying to a tropic island with a spook, hold the shelter, no violence, and practice Tai Chi styles like Wu-Tang and Shaolin.
Number 83.
Who would've thought I would've made it, y'all? 10 years later, still in the getting. The clan, we was one of the greatest. We did platinum back in 93. We painted pictures you can see. We was living who y'all trying to be.
The biggest thing keeping Lex Diamond from ranking much higher are the skits. They're definitely not as good as those in Cuban Links, and that's made worse by their extended length. But Ray is a master storyteller, and he tells them best through verses, especially in the first half. Plus, he deserves props for trying to build up Ice Water Inc. and putting them on. I just rather would have heard a little more of him and Ghost going back and forth.
Cornerfield chains and Gucci glasses. That was the era when we flipped all of the bought a store, splashed it. Had Dominicans running and eating steak and cheese sandwiches. They in the back bragging with fifths, yo.
Number 82.
Hey, yo, skinned up, nights and scuff. Still bugging earlier, around 4 high, escaped the bus. The way I fell, cracked the face of my watch. My man's chanting me on like, run son, don't go up in the spot.
Before anyone loses their mind at how low I have the Big Doe Rehab, just know that Ghostface pretty much dominates my entire list. Plus, there had to be one lowest ranked Ghostface album, right? And this just happens to be the one for me, and barely. Part of the reason is because of how much I loved the previous year's Fish Scale, so there was a little bit of a letdown here despite the many great tracks on this album.
It's Ghost, pressing y'all clowns on the regular. Dead you on a 5-pack, then take your cellular. Don't get it twisted, black, cause I bury ya. This is just weed money, the more the merrier.
Superman lover.
Number 81.
I'm a product of the block. We used to cook the product in the pot, add soda, turn the product into rock.
The Saga Continues was a nice surprise because I did not have high expectations, yet it delivered some bangers. It was also great hearing new verses from affiliates like Redman, Killah Priest, and Street Life. But there's no UGodz, and like producer Mathematics said, it can't be a complete Wu-Tang Clan album without UG. Yui's absence is why the album artists are named just Wu-Tang and not Wu-Tang Clan, and it's also the main reason why this album doesn't rank higher on my list.
A rhyme is a struggle from conception, series of complex maps in all directions, totally dependent on an act of breathing, learning depending on an act of reading.